When was the last time that you actually planned something just for you? And I don't mean errands or catch up for work or meeting someone else's need. I mean a real date with yourself. The kind of date where you dressed up, just like me, if you're watching me just like me today, like choose your favorite spot, maybe a restaurant, whatever it is, and show up with the same energy that you would bring to someone that you love. You see, I do believe that sometimes we spend so much time of our time waiting for someone else to make us feel special again. When in reality, that's our job. I mean, it's great that somebody else is there for us, but it's our job to make us feel special. So if you have ever thought, I am tired of waiting for love to show up. This episode is for you because I want you to teach you or to guide you to what it really means to solo date with intention and why it's one of the most healing and empowering things that you can do after a breakup. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of From Breakup to Badass. I'm Yanira, your host, speaker, and wellness coach, and your guide through the messy, beautiful process of rebuilding after a breakup. And if you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and subscribe so you never miss another episode that help you grow, heal, and step boldly into your next chapter. All right. So last week, I was actually having a conversation with my first guest on the podcast, and I'm really excited. Her name is Jasmine Escalera. She's going to be here in a couple of weeks, hopefully this month. And while we were talking, she said something that stayed with me. She said something like, you can't attract what you're not ready given to yourself. And that's beautiful because I've always heard the phrase that you cannot attract what you are not, right? You have to become the person that you want to attract. But attracting somebody, if you're not giving that to yourself, I love that. And I thought, wow, how many times do we want love, we want joy, we want adventure, but we're actually not giving that to ourselves first. And that's when I decided that this would be the first episode of 2026, okay, to talk about solo dating, because I was talking to Jasmine and I thought, it was genius what she said. And because before we call in the new relationship, a new dream, or a new beginning, we have to start by falling in love with our own life. So let me tell you a personal story. I went through my divorce maybe 4.5 years ago, and there was a period that I felt empty, that I felt lonely, and I was just missing the person. I wasn't just missing the person, like my ex-husband and everything involved to that. I was missing the rituals, right? The plans that we had together, the version of myself that existed in that relationship that it never existed anymore. And I remember, waking up one day, and let me go back, let me rewind. But I have done a lot of things by myself and I love it. But I mean, one day I'm like, what do I do today? I was exercising every day. I was meditating because I knew that was important part of my healing. I was cooking, but there was something missing. Like, what do I do? And that question actually hit me hard because I realized that I had stopped, right, doing things for myself because I was always looking for somebody else, for that relationship. So I made a decision that day and I took myself on a date. And I went to a restaurant and I dressed up just like I am today. And I had lunch by myself. I had a book and it felt awkward at first, but halfway through it, I realized, wow, I remember how fun I am. That's what my friends were saying. Actually, I was talking to Astrid, my friend, yesterday, and she was like, well, it's like, you're so funny. And I'm like, no, you're funny. But I'm a funny person, and I love my company. And there's science behind this too. I love science, and that's why I always tell you things about what the research says. But according to a study done by the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, people who regularly spend intentional alone time, and I don't mean loneliness, but mindful solitude experience, higher self-esteem, better emotional regulation, and 33% higher satisfaction in future regulations. So, what are you waiting for? And there's another study from the University of Essex that found that spending just one intentional hour alone per week significantly increases creativity and optimism. So, no, it's not about being selfish. It's about wanting that space to yourself, right? So, solo dating isn't about proving that you're fine. It's actually about remembering that you were always enough, just the way you are. Oh, I think that's a song, actually. Okay, so let's do an exercise. I'm going to give you two exercises today because I was researching to do this episode and I found a book, right? And if you can see it, is actually the 8 Rules of Love from Jay Shetty, and I want to read something from there. But like the first exercise, and you know, I love research, but I love exercise. So let's do this together. Let's make this practical because you know me and I love giving you something that you can do right now, okay? Plan your weekly solo date. And you don't, I mean, you don't need to go to the whole month of February, of January. I mean, I'm already in February. No, it's January. It's the beginning of the year. All right. Plan your date, one date, right? You can start small. It can be a coffee, it can be a hike, it can be a bookstore visit, or I don't know, even like dancing in the living room, right? But it has to be planned. It cannot be last minute. It cannot be, oh, I'm gonna take myself to my bed to watch a movie because that's what you always do. It has to be planned. And I don't know about you, but I have everything planned. Like when I have to go to my work, when I'm meeting my friends, if I have dinner, if I have lunch, whatever it is, I have it planned. And maybe you're not like me, just OCD on that. But it's something that you're going to do for yourself. And remember that you are the most important person in your life. So put it in the calendar, and I'm going to give you like 2 seconds. Go ahead, check your phone, open your calendar, and just place it there. When? Pick a date for your solo date. You got it? Okay, good. So get ready that day. I don't know where you're gonna go. Like for example, yesterday, no, oh, today, this morning, I went hiking, but that was not a date because I always hike or I went on the trail. Um, but maybe it's a restaurant. So dress up, wear some perfume, fix your hair, just like I did today. Why? Because remember, how you treat yourself teaches your brain how to treat you, like other people treat you. So you are wiring self-respect into your nervous system. And you remember like how we can rewire our brain. And I love that. But this is not the episode to talk about that, right? We're talking about the solo date. So put in your calendar first, dress up, whatever you want to do. And when you end your solo date, maybe take a journal, or the notes in your app. I'm so bad at not writing things on a paper. Most of the time I write it in my cell phone, and I'm gonna tell you a story about that. But maybe think about how do you feel when you went to that day. Um, I don't know, like like what you felt. Did it feel good to be by yourself? Was it awkward at the beginning? Was it better later? Did you meet somebody? Because every time I go on a solo day or I go to a restaurant, I usually go to the bar, like to the bar part, and there's always somebody that I meet there, and it doesn't. I don't meet a guy although I always talk to the guys, but I don't mean that. Anyway, that's one of your assignments for today. But I wanted to read you something that I thought it was beautiful. The other thing is that, I mean, I have talked about this. Sometimes we don't love ourselves enough. And when we're in a relationship and when that relationship ends, we lose ourselves. We lose the version of ourselves. So, I mean, we're grieving, right? And we need to start like loving ourselves more. And in this book, and I'm going to read it to you, Abby, because it's so beautiful. One of the things that I do recommend is to write a love letter to yourself. So I'm going to write you the one that is here because mine, I lost it because I put it in a piece of paper and not my computer. So, okay. So there's a problem because before I write, before I read, I need my glasses. It says, Dear self, remember, this is from 8 Rules of Love from Jay Shetty. Dear self, we have been together since the beginning, and it's thanks to you that I get to experience this life. You're closer to me than anyone, the only one who knows all that I've been and done. The only one who has witnessed the world through my eyes, who knows my deepest thoughts, my darkest tears, and my biggest dreams. We have been through a lot together, everything in fact, the highest highs and the lowest lows. You're with me in my greatest moments and the ones I'd like to do over. And no matter what, you have always stuck with me, or by me, I'm sorry. We're true partners. You're the only one about whom I can say without a doubt that we will always be together. But in spite of your loyalty and your caring, I have sometimes ignored you. I haven't always listened when you told me what's best for me or knocked me in the direction I should go. Instead of looking to you, I looked outward at what others were doing or saying. I distracted myself so I couldn't hear your voice. Instead of caring for you, I sometimes pushed too hard. And yet you have never abandoned me. You have always forgiven me, and you've always welcomed me home without judgment or criticism. For all of that, I thank you. Thank you for being gentle with me, for being strong, for always being willing to learn and grow with me through my mistakes and my triumphs, and for over and over reflecting back to me the best of what is inside me. Thank you for showing me what unconditional love truly means. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? So I I saw this and said, you know what? This is a very good exercise that you can do as well. So, going back to solo dating with intention isn't about waiting for the right person. It's about becoming the right person, not for others, for yourself. You know, the kind of person who radiates peace and joy and self worth. And you know what happens when you do that? You stop settling. You stop begging for attention and you start actually attracting people, experiences, and opportunities to match that energy, that matches your energy, because your energy finally says, I know my value. So as we begin 2026, I want you to leave you with this truth. You don't have to be in love to live a life filled with love. So start by giving that love to you today. Wow, this is a very powerful episode because it's about you and it's always been about you. And remember, if this episode reminded you that you deserve your own attention, share it with a friend who needs that reminder. Remember that every time you share this content, the algorithm is going to show it more and more people are going to benefit from it. And remember to tag me on Instagram at Janita Pui Wellness. And If you want to learn how to coach with me outside of this podcast, send me an email at info@janitapuy.com. All right, so that's what I have for you today. So I am going to leave you with the same thing that I leave you every single episode. Remember, you've got this. Now go live like the badass that you are.